The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. The story begins with Monique Grant, a writer for the magazine Vivant, whose career and personal life have both stalled. Her husband, David, has recently left her for a promotion in San Francisco, leaving their small New York apartment feeling vast and empty. At work, Monique is relegated to puff pieces, dreaming of the hard-hitting journalism she is capable of. Her world is turned upside down when her formidable boss, a tall, striking woman named Frankie, informs her that the reclusive and legendary movie star Evelyn Hugo, now 79, has requested Monique, and only Monique, for an exclusive interview. Puzzled but determined, Monique accepts, despite Frankie's suspicion that Evelyn's team chose a junior writer to easily control the narrative. The official reason for the interview is Evelyn's upcoming auction of 12 of her most iconic gowns to raise money for breast cancer research. However, upon arriving at Evelyn's luxurious Upper East Side apartment, Monique quickly learns the truth. Evelyn, a breathtaking woman who carries her age with the posture of a ballerina and the unflinching confidence of a queen, has no interest in a simple magazine feature. She wants Monique to write her biography, a scandalous, no-holds-barred tell-all to be published only after her death. In exchange, Monique will receive the entirety of the book's profits, a sum destined to be in the millions. Stunned, Monique agrees, setting in motion the unraveling of one of Hollywood's greatest and most protected life stories. Evelyn begins her tale chronologically, starting with her impoverished childhood in Hell's Kitchen as Evelyn Herrera, the daughter of Cuban immigrants. With a deceased mother and an abusive father, a beautiful 14-year-old Evelyn sees Hollywood as her only escape. She recognizes that her burgeoning sexuality is her primary currency. She marries a neighborhood man, Ernie Diaz, purely to get a ride to California. Once there, she leaves him and maneuvers her way into a contract at Sunset Studios. It is here she meets a young and kind producer, Harry Cameron, who would become her closest friend. The studio transforms her, bleaching her hair, plucking her widow's peak, and changing her name to Evelyn Hugo. She becomes an ingenue, carefully crafted to be both erotic and naive, and her star begins to rise. Her second husband is goddamn Don Adler, a handsome and charming Hollywood royal. Their romance is a whirlwind, a picture-perfect courtship for the press, and for a time, Evelyn is truly in love. However, once they are married, Don's professional insecurities and jealousy manifest as violent abuse. The first time he hits her, Evelyn is shocked, but she forgives him when he tearfully apologizes. This begins a toxic cycle of abuse and remorse. During this period, Evelyn filmed Little Women, where she met her on-screen rival and the great love of her life, Celia St. Celia is a sweet-faced, strawberry blonde actress of immense talent, and the two women, initially competitive, form a deep and complicated friendship. Evelyn's marriage to Don ends when she discovers him cheating on her at a party, the same night she shares a secret, passionate first kiss with Celia in a laundry room. With her career in jeopardy after leaving Don, Evelyn stages a quickie Las Vegas elopement with her third husband, the gullible pop star Mick Riva. The marriage is a publicity stunt designed to create a scandal that distracts from the burgeoning rumors about them and Celia. Evelyn and Celia are deeply in love, living a secret life together. But the plan with Mick Riva goes awry when their one-night stand results in a pregnancy. Fearing the consequences, Evelyn has a clandestine abortion in Mexico, a decision she never regrets. However, when Celia discovers Evelyn slept with Mick, she is devastated. Their ensuing fight reveals the deep fissures in their relationship. Celia's insecurity about Evelyn's bisexuality, and Evelyn's overwhelming fear of losing her career. Celia leaves, heartbroken, and the two are estranged for years. To salvage her career and the box office potential of her new film, Anna Karenina, Evelyn enters a marriage of convenience with her fourth husband, her Clutter co-star Rex North. Theirs is a business arrangement, a platonic partnership designed to sell tickets and maintain their images. They live separate lives in the same house until Rex falls in love with another actress and gets her pregnant. To manage the scandal, they orchestrate a story of mutual infidelity, with Evelyn staging a photographed tryst with her best friend, Harry Cameron. This staged affair blossoms into a genuine, albeit platonic marriage, her fifth, to the brilliant, kind-hearted, and tortured Harry Cameron. Harry, a gay man still mourning the loss of his own great love, John Braverman, agrees to marry Evelyn to provide a stable, loving front for them both. They buy an apartment in New York, and for years they live in a unique but happy arrangement with Celia St. James and her own husband, John Braverman. The public sees two glamorous double-dating couples. The reality is two gay men in love with each other, married to two women in love with each other. This period is a golden era for Evelyn, and she and Harry decide to have a child together, a daughter they name Connor. Motherhood brings Evelyn a profound and grounding joy. However, the delicate balance of their family shatters when John Braverman dies unexpectedly of a heart attack. Harry, devastated, spirals into alcoholism. Hoping to revitalize Harry and her own career, Evelyn agrees to star in a film, 3 a.m., opposite a now sober and repentant Don Adler. The role requires an intensely graphic sex scene, and Evelyn, caught up in the artistic vision, films it without consulting Celia. The betrayal is the final straw for Celia, who feels she can no longer live with her heart half broken, sharing Evelyn with the world. She leaves again, and this time the separation lasts for a decade. Devastated by Celia's absence, Evelyn marries her sixth husband, the disappointing director of 3 a.m., Max Gerard. The marriage is born of a brief, intense passion, but Evelyn soon realizes Max is in love with the idea of Evelyn Hugo, not the real woman. Their marriage is lonely and hollow. Years later, after winning her third Oscar, Celia sends a message to Evelyn during her acceptance speech, a coded reference to their first kiss. This reopens communication, and through a series of heartfelt letters, they tentatively reconnect. Evelyn, now 50, realizes she can no longer live a lie. She decides to leave Max, ready to give up her career to finally be with Celia. Just as she is about to fly to Los Angeles to reunite with her, Max discovers their letters and threatens to out her. Unfazed, she leaves anyway, but the reunion is shadowed by devastating news. Celia has emphysema and only about 10 years left to live. The two women, unwilling to waste another moment, decide to spend the rest of their time together. They concoct a final, elaborate plan. To protect themselves and Connor, Evelyn will have a brief, public affair with a young congressman to discredit Max's threats. Then she will marry her seventh and final husband, Celia's agreeable brother, Robert Jameson. This ensures that upon Celia's death, Evelyn will inherit her estate and be the protector of her legacy. They retired to a quiet coastal town in Spain. For years, they live in domestic peace with Robert and Connor. Harry, having found love again himself, plans to join them. But tragedy strikes one last time. On the night he is meant to fly out, Harry is in a drunk driving accident. His new lover is in the car with him. In a moment of shock and desperation, Evelyn makes a fateful decision. She finds Harry and his lover at the crash site. The other man is dead. Harry is dying. To protect Harry's reputation and save her daughter from the pain of knowing her father killed someone, Evelyn moves the dead man into the driver's seat and wipes away all evidence of Harry. She rushes Harry to the hospital, but he dies from his injuries. Back in Evelyn's apartment, the story finally concludes. Overwhelmed, Monique confronts Evelyn, who then reveals the final, shocking truth. The man who died in the car with Harry Cameron was named James Grant, Monique's father. He wasn't driving drunk. He was the victim. Evelyn hands Monique a letter she found in Harry's pocket that night. It is a goodbye letter from James to Harry, explaining that while he loves Harry deeply, he cannot leave his wife and daughter, Monique and her mother. He was choosing his family over the great love of his life. Monique is engulfed by fury and grief. Evelyn explains that she chose Monique not just to write the book, but to give her the truth about her father's profound love and sacrifice. This, and the biography itself, is Evelyn's final, complicated act of penance. As the story concludes, Evelyn, who is secretly battling the breast cancer that took her daughter Connor years later, has sent her longtime assistant on vacation. It is implied that she has decided to end her life on her own terms. The book closes with an excerpt from Monique's forthcoming biography, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, in which she publicly reveals Evelyn's lifelong, forbidden love for Celia St. James, fulfilling Evelyn's final wish to have the truth of her heart known to the world.